Accept a friend. We're in the. I cannot be accepting friend requests.
I know. That's why he just told me to send you something, and I don't have you on anything.
Send it. Send the request. I'll do it now. Fuck it. We do it live. We'll do it on air.
Fuck it live on air. Friend request. Look at us. Unite the cause.
Perfect. Nailed it. All right. So, Ryan, today on the show, we are going to talk. We kind of mentioned it yesterday, and then it just turned into a thing. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, Ryan?
What?
Derek Chauvin. The possibility of a pardon is extremely real, and people are preparing for this. Middle Eastern.
What?
Yeah,
Did we?
Well, it's very possible.
We spoke it into existence.
We may have, Ryan. It's very possible that Derek Chauvin gets pardoned. Middle Eastern peace, Ryan. We talked about this during the first Trump administration, and now it seems as if, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like things are peaceful, Ryan. What do you see? Are you people watching right now?
The guy's trying to fit. This again. A 2x6. It is fucking Honda Pilot.
Turn it around because it is funny. It is funny. Let's watch it. People watch real quick.
Look at him. He's trying to put on the dashboard. It's that blue SUV there in between the next to that light blue one. But he walked around the back there. I don't know, what am I doing?
No shot. People do some crazy shit. They know damn well when they're going to the store to get like a big piece of lumber that their fucking Honda Pilot or whatever the fuck that thing is not going to handle it.
Let's see. All right, good job, dude.
Did he get it?
All right,
did he get it?
He got it.
All right, shout out.
He's out of here.
It's not stupid if it works.
It's like if he hits a bump, though, it's going to shatter his window.
Fuck it, we do it. We got insurance.
Fuck it. Pfizer conspiracy.
Are you people? Yeah, squirrel.
A Pfizer conspiracy, Ryan. How they may have interfered in election interference. And speaking of things we already talked about that we need to keep. I'm just going to keep harping on this, Ryan. I will keep harping on this every time I see a clip of this fucking clown. I'm harping on it.
Who?
Jake Tapper. His fucking. Don't let him get away with this. This is crazy. And I want to play the clip. Kanye talking about the Holocaust Museum. But before we do any of that, what is this you sent me? U.S. headlines: Hospital tells family brain dead Georgia woman must carry fetus to birth because of an abortion ban. So a couple things, Ryan. One, that tells me if she's brain dead and she still can support the baby through functions of her own body.
Is she dead?
Sure. But also, here's an interesting thought. What better proof of God is there, Ryan? This woman is declared dead, basically. She's brain dead, but she's not officially declared dead. But even without any of her brain function, right? This would be all the science, right? She's still keeping a baby alive.
Well, it's because of the machines, David.
Oh, it's because of the machines, of course. Of course it is.
All that big pharma technology.
I'm absolutely calling bullshit on this article, by the way.
It's also interesting because what's the solution? Do we pull the plug and kill the woman and the baby?
Removing the breathing tubes and other life-saving devices would likely kill the fetus, they say. Northside did not respond for a request. Probably because she's brain dead.
Yeah.
Smith's family says Emory doctors have told them they are not allowed to stop or remove the devices because state law bans abortions after cardiac activity can be detected 6 weeks into the presence, Interesting. I have a feeling that's one of those gray area things that'll be used in discussion about why a abortion ban, which is not a ban, it's just a restriction on the timeline of the abortion. It's going to be one of those gray area stories that gets used to tug at the heartstrings because the abortion thing is always an emotional argument and it's never a scientific argument.
Well, it also shows, I've said this before, regardless of not the decision, how you feel or whatever, like it just shows like how fucking tricky it really is to actually try to make a law about. In this case, it's when does life start is really what we're trying to say here.
I think the heartbeat is a reasonable distinction.
It's a first good principle.
Honestly, and
I
I've
think
said
it
this.
makes logical sense, and it still leaves whatever. But I just think it's just very difficult and messy.
Well, I've always said this from a moral standpoint. I think it starts at conception, but from a litigation, like a legality, if you were to make a law about this, how would you do it? It would have to be based on science. So, I mean,
What if you can't trust the science, David?
well, at the very least, if there's a heartbeat, it's alive. It's a separate heartbeat. There's at that point there. And here's the thing: there's no scientific debate against that. You can't. They try to say, well, it's not it's not viable outside the womb. Okay, well, neither is a 3-year-old. I mean, like, what are we really talking about when it comes into viability? It's a stupid argument.
Well, what about them kids that like
there's adults who aren't
developing? Yeah, 6 months in, they're like stillborn almost. They pull them out, they stick them in a hyperbolic time chamber or whatever, and they're fucking. I know somebody personally that I think he weighed like 4 pounds when he was born.
Damn.
He was so thin and early, and like they basically said he was gonna fucking die, and he didn't. He's 20 years old, healthy as fuck.
Yeah,
so
there's no viability argument.
Yeah, well, it's also like I think people forget that there's nature, and we're trying to put fucking logic on nature. It doesn't even work in principle. Like nature didn't give us logic, and logic didn't give us nature.
Ryan, do you want to talk Kanye?
I want to talk milk, David.
You want to talk milk?
Well,
yeah, I know. You want to talk about milk? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna get the exact. The exact thing because I'm so curious about this. Ryan texts me and
Milk's
says,
the greatest beverage in human history, David.
Milk
I don't understand.
is the topic tonight, and led into gold.
Milk.
Accidentally, of course. Milk, Ryan. Milk. You want the whole show to be about milk?
I mean, it can wait.
Fucking milk.
Kanye.
Milk. Unbelievable. We're really going to talk about milk on the show. Milk.
Dave, no, you look after today's program, people, you will never buy any other milk but whole milk.
Did you try whole milk? That's what I drink. Did you try raw milk yet? Is that I was waiting for you to say I tried raw milk and I'll never have any other milk.
No.
Raw milk.
I may get there on my milk journey.
Whole
David,
milk.
I will produce the finest quality milk ever conceived in humanity, and I will brand it.
Ryan's milk.
You sweat.
I sweat chocolate.
I got nipples.
Milk.
Can you milk me, Greg? Whole milk is a gateway milk. It will lead you to other milks.
We'll call it Milk Daddy.
Milk Daddy. Jesus Christ. Here's Kanye West talking about what else, Ryan? What else?
It's from American Apparel. Okay. Wow. But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? Mm. I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum. Mm. I'm like, yo, I'll put my life on this at this point. Because they've been fucking with me too long. They put the crazy narrative out there. My Jewish trainer, Harley Pasternak, who's Lizzo's trainer, put it out when I went to the hospital, put it in the press. Oh. I got a bunch of friends that went to the hospital. It didn't go to the press. They did that just like they did in the documentary on the 3rd episode to say, we love Ye like the rest of y'all. We know he a genius like the rest of y'all, but sometimes you got to turn the camera off on him. Right. So they'll go and get a dude that's supposed to be my friend that's been taping me the whole time and buy this nigga out for $30 million.
I thought you co-signed that.
I ain't co-signing it, but you get used to that. Paparazzi taking a picture of you, you ain't getting no money off it. Right. You just get used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, y'all done poked the bear too fucking long. When I wore the White Lives Matter tee, I had 4 SoFi Stadium shows. They canceled my shows. I said it's up. And let me tell you one thing. It's like if a black man is caught with something in the car or something, everybody in the car going to go to jail with him, right? But if a black man can play basketball or rap, only he gets the record deal. So meaning like if one black man does something bad, all the other blacks get caught with him. If one black man does something good, nobody else gets nothing with him. It's a reverse for the Jewish people, right? If a Jewish person could repeatedly fucks me on a deal, it's just them. It's just the businessman. It's not the people. It's not nobody else. But if a Jewish person does good, all of their people eat with them. That's what
I told you there was more to the story.
The Kanye story about him, the Hail Hitler stuff.
Listen, like he said, you can only poke the bear for too long. I'm not saying he's right. But if he feels like he gets fucked over by specific people over and over again, what's the logical conclusion, right? What's the farthest you can take it?
Nazi.
That's the complete that's the complete opposite.
Yeah. And the opposite of Jew is Nazi.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Well, I'm just going
in a way, yeah.
I'm parodying off him. I'm a hip hop fan, right? So I'm reading between the lines now.
Sure.
N-word Hail Hitler is an entendre saying, because he says all my peoples is Nazis, and then he says it,
yes.
And they're
Who
not.
Who are his people, Ryan? Who are his people?
The blacks.
It's not the blacks, Ryan. It's not the
Jews.
blacks. It's not the far right. All my people are people in the music industry, Ryan. Artists. It's the artists who are controlled.
Yeah, they're the Nazis.
That's the double entendre, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good one, Dave. I like that. Because just like he said, when one of us does good, one of them does good, David, well, he and all his friends are all the ones that were the ones of all of their friends that all do good and get the trophies and go perform for the masters, right? For their master record deals, their 360 master record deals.
This isn't about Jew and Nazi, Ryan. Jew comes into play because they're
Jewish.
The record people, yes. And the people who are, in his opinion, controlling the record industry are Jewish.
Well, it's also a slight because it's hip hop and it's entendre. So what do you do to somebody that steals from you? What do you call them? A Jew. Right? Like, oh, you Jew. God, that was we said it as kids, it wasn't, that's just kind of the...
Sure.
But it's buying into the entendre. See, now I like the song. Like, actually, like, when you think about it, you play that song.
I could play it again.
Because when you play that song, you're basically saying, fuck every record industry, record deal, every record artist, anybody signed.
That's what he was getting at.
Yeah, when you play that song, if that song's number one, all my N-words are Nazis. Because we're destroying the Jews right now. None of his shit said DEFCON 3, dude. Does anybody know what DEFCON 3 is? It's what I think that's what Hitler, look it up, David, for sure, but it's a military term about waging war in Europe at a certain time. That they wage DEFCON 3. When they say that means they're going postal. They're going to kill people.
DEFCON is a defense readiness level indicating an increased readiness posture above normal readiness. So DEFCON 3, this level is characterized by an increase in force readiness requiring certain portions of the assigned forces to assume heightened readiness posture. It's considered a standby alert.
Standby alert because white lives matter, right? Because at the moment they were Black Lives Matter, right? So Kanye painted one opposite with the other.
His shirt didn't say DEFCON 3.
Yeah.
Meaning he wasn't even threatening anybody.
No. He was just saying white lives matter. He was just stating the fact, right? Black lives, right? And that was his thing there, the red hat, right? Because what's so powerful about him wearing a red hat is not only is he's black and all that, but his actual skin color, it did pop on his body, and he was real artistic with it. But like, they all wear dark blue. Like their whole party's this blue thing. Red does stand out. Yeah, dude, the entendre is entendreing. But yeah, him saying they're all Jews, they're all Nazis is crazy. Because what he's saying is that it's time to dismantle
The
that
record
legacy.
industry.
Yeah, and destroy it and get it back to us. And to go full extension, like Kendrick kind of had some of that in his Super Bowl presentation. Just about like not tearing shit down, but kind of like, hey man, like there's a fair amount of history here that isn't being understood all the way.
Yeah, it was definitely deeper than people gave it credit for. And you know what? It's not going to be pulled back. It's pulled off, to my knowledge, unless things have changed. But it was pulled off of a lot of social media and Spotify and all these places. So the great Spotify, of course, that houses Joe Rogan, or used to house Joe Rogan specifically.
Bashing of free speech, David, clearly.
And the bastion of free speech that made him delete a bunch of episodes. Everyone, this is the thing. This is why everyone needs to get over to Rumble, because I guarantee it's allowed there. Now this is pretty standard Kanye, and this is where it gets. I get it. It's not. He takes things to extremes to make a point. That's just kind of his thing. Right.
Well, he also knows that you monetize attention to get paid now. Like the currency's attention, because currency will translate into traction, which the money will follow attraction. So, I think, I've heard stories about Kim Kardashian didn't really explode until after him. He went through and he gave her that image. She didn't develop that. He knows branding. He knows how to capture people. And I think, I don't know if it really is pulled. Like, how are people playing it? Are people buying it? And it's got to be that popular if they're pulling it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's anything Kanye does is going to have some level of popularity for sure. But then, to your point, when you do something like that is going to grab attention, it's going to get extra plays. Like, not only is it Kanye, but it's Kanye taking something to that degree and that level. That's going to get people's attention for sure, as it did. I mean, clearly.
Yeah, and then he's on Noriega.
Ryan. Jake Tapper. I'll play a clip every day. I don't care. We just, to put it bluntly, cannot let people get away with this. Here is Jake Tapper pretending nobody has a memory and the past didn't exist.
Conservatives now criticizing you and the media in general for how President Biden was covered during his administration.
I think some of the criticism is fair, to be honest, of me. Certainly, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. But knowing then what I know now, I look back at my coverage during the Biden years, and I did cover.
I'm convinced that the standard operating procedure for any of these media personality is to take like deep psychology and programming and disarming. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, looking back at it, I would do things different. It's interesting, ain't it, David? He's going to write a book.
Have the same defense?
Well, it's all the same defense, but it's literally, if you look up like how to disarm somebody during intense negotiations and stuff, it's all of these techniques.
Well, it's all these people always say the same thing.
I know these questions are softballed too as well. They probably pre-script them even. That's fine, but that what they're doing, the language they're actually using, the neuro-linguistic programming, is actually real disarming techniques. So even as a viewer of this program, if you were going there with those preconceived notions that like, hey man, this man has lied and blah blah blah, he's like, well, I get that I lied, but if I knew what I know now, given on the information that I had, I
Well,
was just given and I was trusting the process. And, the president's supposed to be higher than us. And I trust the office and the integrity of the office. And,
on
and he
what
can
basis?
basically double down. Yeah, basis. Exactly. I was just going to say that on
On what
plausible
basis do I ask questions?
deniability.
Well, here's
Plausible deniability about being relatable to you as a viewer through being an emotional human that makes mistakes.
well, and that's and the problem is they don't say exactly what you said. Because what you said is, I lied, but I know differently now. They pretend to have been honest by saying that they didn't know the information they currently know. And some of them are so arrogant that they will tell you that the information didn't exist that they know now, even though lots of people like ourselves were saying the same information that everyone is now concluding is true. So they did that a lot with COVID. Tapper's doing this now with Biden's cognitive decline, as was Jen Psaki and a bunch of people on the left, pretending that it wasn't real, that it was a conspiracy theory. And now that,
or they were lying by omission.
And now that, my favorite phrase, Ryan, now that it turned out to be true that he had cognitive decline,
turned out to be true.
Turned out to be true.
Before.
It was always true. Now people are admitting it's true. That's what turned out to be true means. Now that it turned out to be true, they go back and they say, well, we didn't know any better. Well, bullshit, you didn't know any better. We knew better. Who the fuck are we? We knew? You didn't know. CNN, all CNN's resources, MSNBC.
Clearly, David. Resources. Yeah. Our big budget program here that you hide from me in the darkness.
I collect some of the profits, Ryan.
Your views will make a nice collection.
Pretending that it was unknowable information is what I take issue with.
Cover some of these issues, but not enough. I look back on it with humility. What
humility.
we learned through our reporting is that starting in around 2019, 2020,
poisoned them.
There were two Bidens. There was a Biden that was perfectly workable, serviceable, seemed fine, and then there was a non-functioning one.
Serviceable president, dude.
Which, by
just
the way,
was one of the tire rotation, dude, and get him back out there. He's fine.
Well, by the way, one of the theories, okay, is that they were hopping him up on drugs when he was doing public appearances. Do people remember this? They had him on ketamine and shit. Whatever it was. They had him on all types of drugs so he could be functional during his periods. Some people even went as far to say methamphetamine for his public appearances. Now, I can't say for sure, but there were absolutely not two Bidens. Even the public appearance Biden was a stumbling fool.
For the record, if there was coke in the Situation Room, David, there's probably meth in the White House room.
No, there's no. There's a conspiracy theory. There was an article that was written too that somebody had posted. It was back during I think it was during 2020, and it said something along the lines as Republicans just floated out this crazy idea that they were going to replace Biden. Here's the facts, or something along those lines. Well,
just replace him.
Just crazy. Oh, they just floated out this crazy idea. Really? Did they just float it out there? We didn't have the information, though. Nobody had the information. How could Jake Tapper possibly have known all this information that he now wrote a book about?
That couldn't come up with names of top aides, that would lose his train of thought to an alarming degree. And that non-functioning Biden reared his head increasingly over and over. It really seemed to exacerbate and get much worse in 2023, 2024.
It was bad the whole time.
It was bad the whole time, which makes you wonder if they let it show more in 23 and 24 when they saw the polling. The internal polling had to have shown Biden was getting his teeth kicked in.
There's no way he won the presidency fair and square.
Absolutely not. The most elected president of all time, Joe Biden. Really. I don't buy that for a second. Just like I don't buy it cognitive. Just like I didn't buy he didn't have cognitive decline. Just like I didn't buy the fact that the COVID vaccine was, even though it was a novel virus, somehow they had long-term studies. Like sometimes you just gotta, I say it all the time, but just trust your senses. I mean, use some logic. Speaking of the COVID vaccine, Ryan. It's already up on the screen. Perfect. The new information suggests senior Pfizer executives conspired to delay COVID-19 vaccine clinical testing to influence the 2020 election. One exec was so scared about being investigated that he asked to be relocated to Canada. This is the actual part of the document. Let's just say it wasn't a coincidence, the timing of the vaccine. GSK further informed the committee that Dr. Dormitzer had told GSK employees that in late 2020, the three most senior people in Pfizer R&D were involved in a decision to deliberately slow down clinical testing so that it would not be complete prior to the results of the presidential election that year. GSK alleged that the Dr. Dormitzer was clear that this was not a situation of delaying disclosure of completed results, but was a situation of slowing down results before disclosure became necessary. The new information appears to suggest that Dr. Dormitzer and other senior Pfizer executives conspired to withhold public health information to influence the 2020 presidential election. Due to the seriousness of these allegations, the committee is compelled to request additional information to inform our oversight. So let me rephrase what this says. And assuming you believe that the COVID vaccine from Pfizer or from any of them saved lives, right? Which people on the left would certainly believe. This means that they let people die so it would seem worse for the presidential election.
It's crazy.
Imagine that world. They wanted Trump to lose so badly that they allowed people to die. And here we are, getting videos pulled from YouTube because we influenced New Zealand's election somehow, Ryan.
She did have nice tits, David.
At least we didn't kill anyone. She did.
Allegedly. Allegedly, dude. What I don't understand is how we have to request oversight.
Well, it's for the oversight committee.
I understand. We know that they lied, though.
Yes. Well,
the Twitter files proved it.
Sure. Yeah,
Pfizer.
We know. Yes.
Pfizer can't go to jail because they're a corporation. So what the fuck happens? They just pay a fine for interfering in the election.
Yeah, they'll get sued
Free
for
country
some amount that they can handle. Yeah, they'll get sued and they'll pay it, just like during the opioid crisis when people were sued. Lots of corporations were sued, and they paid the small fine, especially small comparatively to the amount of money that they made.
I was getting nauseous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's frustrating. It honestly is frustrating to get your shit pulled out of the fucking internet, to be told that you were wrong, to be told that you're hurting people. I was told that I was going to die by the president of the fucking United States.
Well, not only that we were going to die, we were going to kill other people because it was going to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated. It was going to be a cold, dark winter or whatever they said. Something along those lines.
Like, I fought with my friends, my family, jobs. People changed jobs, lost their employment, people lost their houses.
People developed mental illness, drug addictions,
marriages, separations in families, schools, kids were pulled from schools,
which caused massive issues in the youth's
and
learning
cognitive
ability.
development of children.
Just
It
destroyed
promoted our society to go all digital, all remote working, removing people from each other, making us more isolated. It made us rely more on technology and big corporations like Amazon to deliver us our basic needs instead of going down to the grocery store and buying fucking food because you told me I'm going to kill somebody and I got to wear a plastic bag over my fucking face. When I knew, because David, I am a scientist after all, that your little dorky ass mask wasn't going to filter anything. It wasn't even filtering the air you were breathing. But then you're going to stand there with your moral vitriol, and I can't punch you in the fucking face because you're a little bitch boy, and we'll call the police and have me arrested for assault, even though the only thing that you're assaulting is literally the foundations of everything that you could ever hold dear in your life and the very simple basic tenets of live and let live. And then, on top of it, after going through all that, David, considering we're cultural icons, they then target you for all of that. And then after years and years of everything I just described, went through this for years, Dave. We're in this 5 years deep. We were in it for 10 years before that. We're in it this long. Then you finally get your flowers. Nobody's going to admit that they were wrong and con. They're just going to be like, well, everybody knew that it was fucked up. It's like, no, you guys don't know how mass psychology and mass psychosis works. It's called political Stockholm syndrome. It's called they fucking lied and murdered your grandparents. That's what they did. These people should be, I'm not going to lie, they should be hung. Hung. That's what should happen by a court of law, David, and a military tribunal because you're interfering in our foreign elections, in our domestic elections. You interfered in the free people's elections. That's a domestic attack on this country. Get the military involved because I bet you politicians were involved. And we're going to have to take our politicians to court now, won't we?
It's the
whole house of cards, David. It's not feet.
Is Pfizer a domestic company? Because it could be even worse. It could have been a foreign attack on our elections and a domestic attack on our elections at the same time, between what the government was doing and what Pfizer was doing.
Level. It was economic war. Without Pfizer, the whole fucking country got shut down. Without Pfizer, it couldn't open back up. Without Pfizer, I couldn't travel. Without Pfizer, I couldn't see my dead, dying grandmother.
Yeah, and I told the story before, but
Pfizer became a new god. Pfizer became the face of all civil liberty. If you had to run everything through Pfizer, the filter of Pfizer. But I have to wear the mask because I can't speak truth. These people symbolize me being silenced and said it was a violation of others' rights while they gutted yours. And they shamed Dave and I. They pulled our shit from the internet. They demonetized. This program was made during COVID. They demonetized. You only got 100 views, Ryan and Dave. Yeah, I'd have 10,000 if you guys allowed competition, you jealous fucks. We will run you over.
I told the story.
I told you what was going to
happen, and it's two things, and one is certainly not as bad as the other. But this is just because I think we should constantly remind people. We should never let people forget this. This is worse than 9/11. That I know that's
the worst shit ever. It's the worst shit ever. Besides gay Hitler in Argentina, dude.
but Eve
Hitler. It's the only thing worse.
Eve bought me tickets to a Bills game. Me and Nolan. Okay. We couldn't go because it was during COVID. I didn't have a vaccine card because fuck no, I'm not getting vaccinated, even though it's an open air stadium. Yep, need a vaccine card. Got to prove that vaccine. I believe it was StubHub wouldn't refund the money for the tickets because you could go. All you got to do is get vaccinated. That's interesting. That was annoying. Okay, but let me tell you what's worse than annoying. My grandfather was dying from cancer. Okay, I had to go to the hospital to do blood transfusions. They were taking my stem cells or blood cells or white cells, red cells. I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist. They're taking my blood from me to give it to him because it was the same kind of blood or whatever, and basically flushing the cancer out of the system. It's like a coolant flush on your car, but for blood and people. It's wild. And he beat cancer, but then got an infection. And while he was in the hospital dying from the infection, we were told that we weren't allowed in the room with him. Obviously, we didn't let that go. Call the cops, throw us out. I don't really care, but we're going in. Like, that's good luck stopping us. But just think about how many people didn't put up a fight to that. Like, oh, sorry, you can't go. Like, what do you mean I can't go? Oh, there's rules and regulations. It's COVID. You got too many people in the room. No, absolutely not. That's the kind of shit these people did.
Dude, they turned your family against each other. Your friends and family, your coworkers, all the society fabrics we had just smashed it. Ruined the third shift economy, the third shift lifestyle for people that live that life. The nightlife is dead. I couldn't go to holidays.
And they used it to steal an election and do their thing untouched for 4 years.
4 years and fucking wreck the country.
But you know what? That's how we ended up with the ultimate fuck you in 2024.
It just came out of nowhere, David.
Now it's time to do something with it.
Yeah, we smashed the system. Now we keep smashing. I'm sorry, I don't think you keep breaking. You let all the leeches come to pass, and then you smash them. You smash the next wave. It's going to be like 2 more elections of this. We have to do this 2 more times. That's what I'm thinking, realistically.
Yeah, this can't be a one-off.
It's got to be unrefutable. It's got to be like a whole generation of people who were like, no, fuck you. Just like the baby boomers have been doing to millennials. Not selling their house, not giving up that 100K position, not fucking none of that shit.
Let's talk about it, fuck you, Ryan. Multiple sources told 5 Eyewitness News that Governor Tim Walz, the Minnesota National Guard, Mayor Jacob Fry, and Hennepin County Sheriff Dewana Witt have all been briefed on preparations for possible civil unrest if President Donald Trump pardons Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin was, of course, the police officer that was found guilty for murder of George Floyd. This would be a epically ballsy move by Donald Trump.
Especially considering he signed that executive order right after that changed the technique.
Yeah, despite everything we could say about this, and I do think he was given the short end of a stick for sure. But like we talked about yesterday, complete unfair trial. The fentanyl in George Floyd's system was a lethal amount. George Floyd was the only man on earth who had COVID and died and didn't die from COVID. Just, you could go through the list on and on and on.
He's the only man on earth that died with COVID, but didn't die with COVID.
His report showed he had COVID. He was the only man died with COVID and not because of COVID.
That's funny, dude.
And think about this. I mean, despite all of that, if Donald Trump were to do this, civil unrest would be putting it lightly. I guarantee you we are going to have riots. All types of. Do you remember the Summer of Love, Ryan?
$1 billion worth of property damage, David.
Yeah, Summer of Love. Summer of Love. Well, Summer of Love 2.0. Just like we told everyone, if they steal another election, January 6th is going to look like child's play compared to what would happen if they stole it again. I'm telling you, Summer of Love, the first one, $1 billion property damage, 10x that thing. People will fucking lose their minds.
And that's when the race war starts officially.
It's not going to be good. You know what, though? You know what? Truthfully, you know what I would do if I was Trump? I'd fucking do it. I would fucking do it. I really would.
Fuck it, we do it live?
I would fucking do it. We can't let these people get away with this shit. All the January 6th people that he fucking pardoned, great job there. That was outstanding work. Do it again. I'm telling you, I would do it. I know the repercussions. I know how bad it would be. It's worth it. Ryan, is it? What's the famous phrase about our judicial system? It's better to let 100 guilty men walk than let one guilty
innocent
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to let 100. Like, it's literally better to let a murderer free than for an innocent man to go to jail because of a technicality.
And what did we have? We had everyone from January 6th in jail, and Derek Chauvin in jail.
If there wasn't an image more clear of them hating the people of this country, and when they're upset about the way things are going,
I say you do it. I say you pardon them, and you know what? You keep fucking sending people to El Salvador too. I don't care. I really don't. Keep firing them out of here. There's 20 million of them estimated illegal immigrants from what is it, over the last 10 years or so? It's not much time. 20 million illegal immigrants. Fire them all out of here. We got planes. We got planes from Qatar. Send them on the fucking Qatari plane. I don't give a shit.
the Qatari plane.
That would be the ultimate. That would be hilarious. Yeah, we got this plane from Qatar.
Yeah, there was a don't travel list he released, and it's from places that are cruel to Americans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I say you fucking do it. I love it.
Fucking pull the trigger.
Fucking do it. Ryan, what's this about milk? Oh, wait, hold on. Real quick. I just want to show. This isn't super major or anything, but I think it's cool, so I'm going to show it. Look at this site. That's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. That's fucking cool.
Whoa, they got the American flag on there?
The fucking White House wasn't flying the American flag when Biden was office. Trump hits office and it's on the fucking Burj Khalifa. Is that not the coolest shit you've ever seen?
I love this, dude. America's back, baby.
That's fucking awesome.
Middle East peace, huh? Allegedly.
I do. Yeah. There's a part of me that really wants to see Dubai. I think it's a fucking cool city.
As long as they got milk there, David, I'll go.
Yeah, they should have milk, I would imagine.
From cows?
I can, yeah, I think so. I would verify it for you if you want. I can ask.
Shit.
Is there milk in bread? No, in Dubai. Yes, milk is readily available in Dubai. Locally produced and imported. Besides cow's milk, you can also find camel milk and various other dairy products. Cultured milk and yogurt. See? Camel milk would be interesting. They got camel milk.
They have black milk there? Cultured milk?
Cultured milk, yeah.
Colored milk, David? They have colored milk?
Colored milk. No.
It's cultured, David.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a black joke, people. Yeah, milk,
No,
David.
a black joke, Ryan, with milk would be like the dad left to get the milk, didn't come back. That'd be a black joke.
David, it's supposed to be a joke if it's like not
It's
true.
like a fatherless children joke.
Jokes are supposed to not be true, David, because if
No, I
they're
think they're
true,
supposed to have
then it's
they're
real.
supposed to they're supposed to have an element of truth.
No, that's a lie, David.
No, you're mixing comedy and truths.
I think you're making
Being
semantics.
untrue is a lie. Having an element of truth is comedy.
I don't know if untrue is even possible, David. You would have to implicate that there's a universal truth to
There
admit
is a
that there's.
universal truth. Yes, there is a universal truth and not a my truth and a your truth. There is only one. There is only the truth.
There's only one truth, David.
Yeah, and things don't turn out to be true. They are true the whole time.
David, I want you to ask Gronk.
Okay.
What beverages are more rehydration, rehydrating to the human body than water?
More rehydrating than water.
Yeah.
Probably something with like electrolytes.
Ooh. David, do you know what electrolytes are, David?
Yeah, it's like salt and stuff that you sweat out when you.
So you don't know.
No beverage is inherently more hydrating than plain water, as water is the gold standard for hydration due to its purity and direct absorption by the body. However, certain beverages can be hydrating as water or provide additional benefits like electrolytes, which aid hydration in specific context, intense exercise or heat. Here's a breakdown. Electrolytes enhance strength. Coconut water, naturally rich in electrolytes like potassium. Milk, skim, or low fat. Milk contains
Nope, they're
water.
bullshit. They're bullshit on
Nope.
the.
That's you. You told me to ask AI. This is what you get, Ryan. Watermelon juice or fruit infused water. Beverages like coffee, tea, or soda are not more hydrating. While they contribute to fluid intake, caffeine can have a mild dehydrating effect. Sugary or alcoholic drinks are soda and beer can impair hydration. And hydration effectiveness depends on context. Plain water is better for general use. Electrolyte-rich drinks during heavy sweating or illness. They say milk, skim, or low fat. Milk contains water, electrolytes, sodium, potassium, protein, and carbohydrates, which can promote fluid retention. A 2011 study in applied physiology, nutrition, and metabolism showed milk was more effective than water or sports drinks for rehydration after exercise due to its nutrient profile, though it's slower to absorb. I wonder why. Hold on, let me ask why specifically. Why skim milk over whole milk for hydration? Skim milk is often preferred over whole milk for hydration due to its lower fat content, which allows for faster absorption. Whole milk can still hydrate effectively, but its higher fat content makes it slower to absorb, better suited for sustained energy rather than immediate rehydration. If you're hydrating post-workout or in a hot climate, skim milk's speed gives it the edge. There's your answer.
Yeah, milk is the godly beverage, David.
It's the first beverage you try.
It should be like the only beverage you drink, probably.
The only beverage, no water, just milk.
What's the principle behind drinking water? Because milk is 80% water.
Sure.
Okay, so like you're just drinking like a. I mean, when you think about milk, it's basically like a salty, watery
I think the
protein
principle is if
from a
yeah,
cow.
but I think just water for hydration purposes. The thing with milk is that it does have
Electrolytes.
well, it has electrolytes. It has fat too.
It has protein.
Sure.
You know, most of the post rehydration is for exerting yourself, which you're going to need protein for anyways.
Yeah.
Which is I'm a big proponent
And
of.
by the way, I don't think it's a bad idea to drink a lot of milk. I don't think you would want to drink only milk.
I drank 4 bottles of water today, and I probably had at least that amount in milk. I feel pretty good. It's still hot out. You're gonna sweat or whatever, but I feel pretty good. There was something in chocolate milk, David, and what's the name of the chemical? Carrageenan. How do you spell this? Carrageenan. So when they make skim milk 1% and 2%, David, they skim the fat off of the milk or whatever, right? And they lower the fat content. That's how they call it that.
Yeah.
Well, when they do that, apparently it changes the molecular structure of the milk in a way that it separates it so much that the milk begins to curdle if they don't put an additive in there.
Okay.
And that additive is that carrageenan, whatever the fuck it is. And they get it. They get it from red. What is it? Sea moss. Red sea moss.
Okay.
So the reason they put it in there is to bind the milk back together. And the reason it's not in whole milk is because whole milk has enough fat in itself to bind the milk to itself so it doesn't self-curdle.
Yeah, and I would literally never drink anything other than whole milk. Actually,
that's
I think other milk is fucking disgusting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever even drank the other milk. I mean, I have 2% milk, and if it's a chocolate milk I get from the store, but if I'm buying milk,
there is whole chocolate milk.
Yeah, I know, but not not all whole. I bought this from Tops, dude, and this ain't even chocolate milk. This ain't even milk. This is 1% milk fat.
That's something. The only thing I can think of, though, Ryan, I can't help myself. I have to. I really can't. This is the only thing I'm thinking of right now.
In the red ass, yeah. Guys, it's me, Ron. Fellas! Harkin said he'd fire us if we talked to you. What? I'm sorry. Brian! It's Ronnie!
Is this Anchorman?
Yeah.
Ron! Champ, come on. Go, Brick. My sweet Brick. Brick, come hug me. I know you want to. I am completely miserable, San Diego. It's so hot. Milk was a bad choice.
just Ryan working the solar fields.
I literally
fucking milk.
Chocolate milk, dude. I roll up fucking 3 bottles of water and a gallon of fucking chocolate milk, dude, and a fucking hat, and I shut that shit down. I can climb off the roof, dude. I just go. They're like, dude, you're. And then I just do one of these. Just.
Holy fuck!
I'm telling you guys. I'm fucking telling you. I will change the world. This new generation of men coming under me, David, will be jacked. They will love
rephrase that.
Dairies.
Rephrase that.
They will love me. They'll be jacked.
This new generation of men doing what?
Man, I'm so gay. These new generation of men under me will be so
They're gonna love me and be jacked.
These men are coming all under me. Jesus Christ.
It's all the milk. I got white on the mind, David.
Men love a Palestinian man.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to get. I work with this kid. He's trying to carry a solar panel up a ladder, which, to be honest,
heavy.
Should probably not be carrying a 70-pound panel up a ladder ever. And
yeah, I don't. When I used to do roofing with my cousin, we'd have to load up. I think I told the story before, but at the time I figured out they had conveyor belts. But those fucking things are heavy, and I'd have one over each shoulder just crawling up the fucking 2-story, sometimes in Buffalo, 3-story goddamn fucking Victorian houses that are fucking like steep. Yeah, Fuck those places. I would have knocked them down before I put a roof on it.
Like, sir, it's 10 grand. Tear the house
Yeah.
down. Be like,
I fucking look across the street. Some guy's got a fucking conveyor belt just loading them up in 30 seconds. Fuck you guys. I was so mad. So fucking mad. Those things are 50 fucking pounds each and they're one on each shoulder. Get fucked. Fucking just conveyor it up for no extra cost in 30 seconds.
oh my God. Yeah, I've carried some shit up up ladders, dude. And, but he was struggling, and he gets the ladder. I get the fucking panel. I drag it off. I give it to the guy. He goes and installs it. And I come back. I was like, dude, his arm's all fucked up because he's carrying it on his arm. I was like, bro, you work out? He's like, no. I was like, you better start, dude. Like, you're going to fucking die. Like, you're going to fall off this ladder because you can't lift 50 pounds above your head. Like,
sometimes
go
it's
lift.
not the weight, though. It's like the awkwardness of it.
Dude, there's a girl that does it. There's no excuses. We have a girl at my job that does the same thing he was doing.
She's like,
well, he did
5 feet tall.
Did he successfully get it to the roof?
He did it all day, yeah. But he was super green, so I can't fault him. But I was trying to give him that little big bro advice, like, dude, you should probably drink some milk. It's got 1,000 calories and a half a gallon for $4. Just a little word to the wise. People, I know a lot of my shit sounds unconventional and a little odd sometimes, but I think we're at this weird crest of fucking life that it's not only is there no real right or wrong way, the fact of the matter is, I think the Greeks were right, David. They said meat and milk were a gift of the gods, and it left for man. It's just the shit I feel the best. I'm the most engaged, the whole nine. I've never been a vegetarian, but I know when I've gone to vegetarians, it's just people just get out there, eat some meat, drink some damn milk, lift heavy shit. I'm seeing all this stuff. The processed food thing's a problem. That's another thing why I kind of doing the diet thing. When you start focusing on just eating protein and cheese and fruit and stuff, you kind of cut out 99% of processed shit.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Eve suggested that you two come down, and we can smoke some meats and fucking I'll get plenty of milk, Ryan.
Yes, just gallons. Just gallons.
Just show up to Dave's with a cow.
I think we could do one cow. Cows need a fuck pile of space though, way more space than I thought.
You thought about getting a cow?
Yeah, kind of. They
Might be
require a
worth
lot.
it for you to just go to a local guy, find a fucking find a rancher by you and just have him grow you a cow every year.
There's actually, without throwing anybody under the bus, because I don't know if you're even supposed to, but there's a local store by us right on the main road that sells raw milk too.
We're stealing eggs if we see Dave looking through 40 eggs a week.
Yeah, I need eggs. I need fucking eggs, dude.
Yeah, we got eggs.
Yeah, I'm eating
right now.
I'm eating 3 to 4 eggs a day myself.
40 eggs a week.
40 eggs a week.
Well, you're gonna need you eat 3 to 4 a day on your own.
Yeah.
Does she eat eggs?
Yeah,
every day.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. So you guys need 7 chickens.
We need a baseball team.
Is that it? 7 chickens?
Well, each one in a perfect world, each one lays 1 per day, but they really don't. So maybe 10 chickens would probably be good.
How long realistically is the return on investments?
It's honestly it's a little pricey up front, depending on what you do, but
what is it, $1,000?
A year.
Let's say you put $1,000 into having chickens and then you never buy eggs ever again.
We could let's.
Can you raise chickens to eat? How long would it take for me to raise chickens to eat?
I mean, what do eggs cost right now?
We'll say $6 a dozen. 50 cents an egg.
$6 a dozen? Well, the problem with eating chickens, and that's, it's fine, but Honestly, chicken meat is fairly readily available. It's not. I mean, not that eggs aren't readily available either, but
You just don't see the utility. You're better off just like going somewhere to buy the.
I think so. Truthfully,
so use them for the eggs.
$6 a dozen. So let's say you get 10 chickens. You're doing 10 eggs a day. That's six. I mean, let's call it. Let's just say for easy math, you get 12 chickens. Okay, so $6 a day in eggs is what you're producing. So how many?
So 365 days.
So let's say it's $1,000 up front, but you're getting 6 a day. Half a year before you return your investment. But the thing too is they don't lay right away either. So realistically, I mean, do you want to say a year just for easy math? In a year, you get your $1,000 back, and then you have chickens,
and you have eggs forever.
Well, here's the
more
thing.
Forever than the store.
What's the average lifespan of chicken? No, Chihuahua. 5 to 10 years. Wow, it's actually longer than I thought. So yeah, for fucking, let's say the low end, 5 years.
And then you get a rooster. You get a rooster, and you cock them out.
Yeah, you can. I like to. If I were to do that, I would have a separate area for breeding, because I don't like when the eggs are mixed. Because then you get the weird like half fertilized eggs. That's gross. No thanks. That's like the fucking, nah. That's like that fermented egg shit that Chinese people eat.
You don't want the Planned Parenthood egg.
Yeah, no, I don't want the abortion
egg. Eggs.
All right, so it's worth getting chickens. Good to know.
Oh, it's absolutely worth it. Plus, they're cool as fuck.
Dude, I'm so happy when I pet live animals.
They're super cool.
You
gotta be careful though, because like ours are super cool, but like some are dicks.
Why?
Depends on I don't know. Well,
because they're dinosaurs.
Well, I think different kinds are a little bit different. Like ours, I think, are naturally a little bit tamer, but also Eve never stopped touching them when they were chicks, so they're just used to being touched and being around people.
Okay.
Plus, we see them every day. We touch them every day.
Well, she's also so damn bubbly. Like, she could probably walk up to a grizzly bear and get that thing rolling over.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not particularly bubbly though, and I can walk in there and just pick them up and pat them. They're just cool.
It's a mustache, David. They know. they go like this. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in chicken history. As always, David, I appreciate you the most for your time, and I will see everybody tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.